I've learned is that organic booking calls is just not as good. But another reason is that I can add the personality and drastically increase my conversion rate. The way I look at it is like if you post a book a call to action, you're just hoping that your landing page converts. And is that organic booking calls is just not as good. But another reason is that I can add the personality and drastically increase my conversion rate. Like instead of the way I look at it is like if you post a book a call to action, you're just hoping that your landing page converts. I didn't even have I didn't even say this. I didn't have a landing page from 0 to 20K a month, 0 to 30K a month. I didn't have a landing page, no website, didn't even own a URL. My business was called me. Like I didn't have a business. I used my personal Gmail. I'm not going to say my Gmail actually. My name, gmail.com, personal email, no website. All I did was DM people. I'm trying to remember what my bio said. My bio literally said like Twitter. Like I like Twitter. Like I tweet. Like it was literally just I tweet about tweeting. Like it wasn't, all this crazy stuff. Like the beginners get so overworked and overthinking all of the little things that don't matter. The only thing that matters is getting people on calls. Because once you get someone on call, you can give them all the context that they need to want to give you money. I'm going to make you more money than you're going to pay me. I promise. Like that's what it boils down to. So all you got to do is get enough of those calls so that you can actually make some sales. Like I said, I didn't have a website. My website just finished 2 weeks ago. I've been in business for 7 months. So none of that matters. The most important thing is just building a personal connection. I'm reading a book. I forget what it's called, but it was referred by Brian Moncada, the adspend.com guy, how to make like every customer a lifetime customer. But something he said is, it's not B2B and it's not B2C. It's just H to H, human to human, right? B2B and B2C is like you're so focused on the technicalities and the business and all that. But at the end of the day, you're dealing with another human being. And a human being wants to trust you and they want to like you if they want to work with you. You'll make more sales. If there's a guy that's competing with me and JK is a complete dick and I'm just so nice to him, even if I don't have as much social proof, he's going to go with me because he's putting his trust in me because he got a good vibe. And I've gotten that on calls. They're like, someone said 2 weeks ago, they were like, I just talked to 2 other potential people that I'm going to work with. And they were like mad that I didn't want to close on a call. And like, I get a good vibe from you, man. Like, I'm going to think about it, but like, I get a great vibe from you. And I was like, yeah, sure, man. Like, let's do a follow-up call. Like, I have a great vision for you, blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't pushy. I was just like, human to human. You want to be, at the end of the day, like as an agency, and I don't know if everyone here is an agency person, but as an agency, you have a capacity, right? So if you have a capacity and it's 10, if you blitz 10 and you hate all 10 people, it's going to be a terrible time. Like take it slow and get people you want to work with that like you. And those customers will work with you forever. I've churned out very few clients in 7 months. Everyone I've worked with, almost everyone we've worked with stays with us, right? So it's very few clients churn because you're just making a human to human connection.
Yeah, good point. Ryan has a heuristic for this. If you wouldn't go for drinks with them, like don't take them on as a client because then they're just going to be annoying. You know what I mean? I will say though, one benefit you had and everybody here can have when you hop on calls is you could really not be A+ at calls and still close them just because they already trust you. Like a good salespeople does 2 things, right? It builds trust fast and it disqualifies fast. But if you build trust with your account, like it's so much easier to close people. So the way you build trust is not by having the big account. That creates interest. That makes people look at you, but it doesn't make them trust you. Trust me, I did that. And people didn't trust me when I got the big account. That's why out of that PTSD, Lexing Cash was born. But if you post proof, that is what builds a trust. That's why I'm big on doing it every day, posting what you know every day. And by the time people get on a call, they're just it's more of a formality. They already sold by the time they got on a call with you.
Trust is everything. This is why, and a lot of people can probably relate to this, but your easiest close will be the person that was referred to them by a friend. Like the person that refers you is going to give you the easiest close of your life. Like I've had people who were referred by people I know closed in like 5 minutes. They were just like throwing money at me because I didn't have to convince them to trust me, right? Their friend referred them to me. So like, there's a couple of ways to build trust. And, one is like posting social proof from people that they know would be nice. Also is like who follows you is nice. Like if JK follows me and all these big people, follow me, like probably pretty trustworthy. And a good example of this is when I had my website done a few months ago, I reached out to this guy with like 1,000 followers. If he was 1,000 and he has no profile picture, if he has 1,000 followers and nobody I follow follows him, would I have reached out to him for the website? No. But all of these people that followed him, was like 27 people that I follow him. I only follow 200 people. So I was like, okay, this guy's probably trustworthy. So I reach out to him. One thing leads to another, I give him money. So it's like he said, it's all about building trust. And that's another reason why you do the DMs, because you can build trust on those DMs other than just like booking a call. And you also realize that a lot more people will cancel if they just go straight to booking a call rather than having a DM conversation with you.
That's right. Yeah. I want to take it like back full circle when you said also about the importance of networking in the beginning. Like networking is what gets you those follows. And I feel like the way growth is taught, like on Twitter, is wrong, because they teach you, how do you want to grow? If you want to grow, what do? You comment on other people's stuff, right? But the way that's done, it's just so annoying every time, because you're trying to tailor for the followers, not the big account. So it's kind of baity. And I received some great advice from Oliver Canton. He said, when you want to comment on their big accounts, prioritize the relationship with the big account, not to steal their followers, because then they will like you. They'll see you're different and then they'll follow you. And them following you will result in more followers than if you tailor to the followers in the first place. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the people, and I know there's going to be some of you that are doing this, like, stop just trying to hit your engagement goals every day. Like, I used to have a set aside time where I would engage with accounts, right? Like, I'm going to engage on 20 accounts today, 20 big accounts for my Dream 100. And then what I started to do slowly is, instead of so I would use the Tweet Hunter feature of just like the first 20 and I just write anything. Now, instead, I actually just engage with the tweets I like and tweets that I actually have something to add or actually have some sort of contrarian opinion with. Like, if you reply to my tweet and it's just rephrasing what I said, I almost want to block you, but I'm not going to, but I almost want to. Like, I'd rather you just not answer. Like, I'd rather just give me nothing, because if you just keep replying to people with just rephrasing what they're saying, like I don't care. Like, you got to engage like a human being. Like, if you're at a bar and you're going to go up to talk to someone and you're having a conversation, you're not going to just, if he says something to me, I'm just going to rephrase what he said back. That's weird. You're just like, you're a weirdo. Like, you got to say something to add to the conversation. You know what I mean? It's like real life. Like, think of Twitter as a real life bar. Like, and Twitter is not formal like LinkedIn. So stop doing these like weird AI rephrasing. Like, you're not adding anything. Be a human being, and that's how you build real connection. Like, when I was starting, I had 2,000 followers. I mean, I was getting replied to by the big accounts because I was just talking, like, no like perfect sentences, 3-line replies, like just like that was funny, dude. Like, you're a beast. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, how do you explain being a human to humans? Like, just be a human being, right? So don't reply with these weird robotic replies. Reply to tweets that you're actually interested in, so that you might have something to add to the conversation, and you'll get so much more out of it. And if anything, it's doing negative. If you just force 20 replies in 15 minutes of just rephrasing, you're going to do more harm than good. You're going to get hidden. You're going to get blocked by the big accounts, I promise. And now you're really going to be long-term. You're going to be like, why am I blocked by JK? It's like it's probably because you were being a weird AI. So
there's a few people. One time someone joined Tweets and Clients, and his VA got into Tweets and Clients as well. And the VA was like, yo, JK, like, I want to do this, but you blocked me on Twitter. Can you unblock me? Like, oh, fuck. The other time somebody got on a sales call and I had him blocked. So I had to unblock him so, my closer could actually deliver the thing. It was just weird. But I will say one thing. I wanted to kind of point back, because you've dropped so many nuggets in the conversation, by the way. If you guys are enjoying this, can you say something in the Q&A chat, just so we can know that Marcos is, he's driving value for us. Appreciate you, Marcos. Thank you.
Thank you.
But one thing I'd like to say is, this is something that you can kind of take a detached perspective on, because you've made some money, like, you're not worrying about it. But when it was like go time, right? When you were first starting out, I like that you were like, dude, forget about like engagement, forget about everything, just get calls on your calendar. And you just went hard and you focused on what you can control when you had no option. Can you talk about it, like kind of what was going through your mind at that time?
Yeah, so I grew up kind of an introvert. I was a gamer. I kind of swore against the sale. Like, I never wanted to do sales calls, which is what led me to jumping from thing to thing. I was always a little bit nervous about it. And I kind of realized, and I think Alex Hormozi says this, but just stop being cute and just do what you know you need to do, because most of you know you need to just have a bunch of sales calls and sell people. And you know you just need to fill your calendar, but you want to find excuses for other things to do and why it's not working. But at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to make you sales is you. The only thing that's going to get you sales is sales calls. So everything, 99% of your work when you start is get sales calls. Everything that goes into getting sales calls, sending DMs and posting social proof, sending DMs nonstop, commenting and networking, and all of that is all you need to do all day. Like if you can send 50 to 100 DMs, if you have time, do it. Like that's all that matters. And when, the first 6 months of business, my days were split into 2 halves. I woke up, I did some writing, I helped, deliver for my clients, did a little bit of engagement. Second half of my day from literally 12 to 6 p.m. sales calls. And I was just like, I will. And if I didn't have calls to fill my calendar, guess what? I'm getting more sales calls. And that's it. And that was 6 months, just right in the morning, sales calls in the afternoon, 12 hours a day. Like, that's it. And guess what? That's how you start a business and get it off the ground. And that's how you make money. So stop being cute was the thing I needed to tell myself. And I'm 25 now. I've been at this since I was 18. I wish I had told myself earlier. And if you come away with anything, it's stop being cute, focus on one thing and do what you know needs to get done. And that's the sales.
My man, that's some good stuff. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
So yeah, we're going to transition into a few things before, but what was kind of life before you had that like offense mindset and that like stop being cute mindset, and what impact did it have?
Yeah. Honestly, it was just like very, for lack of a better word, degenerate. Wake up, just kind of like sit at my computer and like try to make money and just do random things. I had no structure, wasn't making a lot of money. I kind of didn't have direction. And then I kind of just was like fed up with it one day. And this will happen to most people who kind of go through this, is like one day you're just going to be sick of your own shit. And you're going to be like, okay, it's time to actually do what needs to be done. Luckily for me, the stars aligned and that I was able to find, at the time, Traffic and Offer Circles, but now the Cash Creators. I was able to find the checklists, and I was able to find a community of people, basically all just ghostwriters. And I was like, all right, I need to just do what says on this list and just do it and see if it works. Cause I've never actually sat down and committed to anything for months at a time. So, before, no structure, no structure, lack of motivation, and not much money. And then after, it was just regimented structure, discipline. Discipline equals freedom. That's a big nugget. And I've been following that for a while. It's Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink. Great book. And then just, do what is laid out for you. Like when you get your 0 to 10K a month, all you have to do is replicate the success of someone that's already done it prior to you. And I knew that someone had done it prior, the JKs and the Dakotas of the world. Like, if they could do it, they're not better than me. And like, I have an ego. So I'm like, I'm better than them. So I'm just going to do exactly what they said they did and see if it works for me. And it did. And it's not that hard. It was really just, you have to commit and be disciplined, and be okay with that. And it's kind of just having resolve. You just have to have the resolve to get after it and be disciplined and follow a regimen.